Hey everyone, it's the Rockstar01 coming to you with part 2 of my NHL update video. I was going to get to this yesterday, which would be Sunday, but I didn't have time to get to it because I went to a picnic with my family. So I'm getting to it today. I'm going to try to briefly talk about the draft, a few trades that occurred during that, plus my thoughts on what's to come. So anyways, no surprise, Austin Matthews was taken first overall to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I do apologize, but I forgot the teams that got the second and third picks. But Patrick Laney was taken second overall, and Pierre-Luc Dubois was taken third overall. Some of the big name trades that came out during this, I only want to talk about the name trades, not the pick-for-pick trades, because, those are pretty much already over, so people really just traded for picks in the rounds, so they've already been selected, so. But anyways, the Chicago Blackhawks traded Andrew Shaw to the Montreal Canadiens for some picks, which was one of the biggest surprises. I mean, I was completely shocked when I heard that, but I understand it. I know Chicago was tight crunched for the salary cap, very tight crunched, because they want to keep Taves and Kane. So my cousin is a fan of the Blackhawks, and I told him when they signed Taves and Kane to those deals, I'm like, when the expansion happens, which, there have been talks about them adding teams for a long time. I was like, in the cap drops, they're gonna lose everyone. And he was like, no, they'll find a way to do it. Here we are, Shaw's gone. Sharp's gone, and it's going to be tough for them to keep all their big name players for much longer because they have those deals in place. So anyways, another name, Lars Eller from the Montreal Canadiens, was traded to, I believe, the Washington Capitals for some picks as well. But yeah, that's pretty exciting. And then also in second round, Bo Bennett from the Pittsburgh Penguins was traded to the New Jersey Devils, which, it wasn't so much of a surprise because from following the Pittsburgh Penguins, it always feels like they were going to trade Bo or that they weren't going to even keep him. I believe his contract is up next season. I'm not 100% on that, but that's when I believe it's up. So, or they're up this season. Yeah, I think he was set to be a free agent this season. So we'll see what happens with him. If he'll stay as a New Jersey Devil or if they'll move him elsewhere, And then the biggest name right now for free agency, of course, Steven Stamkos. Detroit, if you do not know, Pavel Datsyuk has said he will not be returning to the Detroit Red Wings. He will be going, I believe, to the KHL. But his contract is still intact in the NHL, and I believe they either have the option to buy him out or just, I think they pay him until his contract's out. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but that's what I understand happens. They have to pay out the contract or buy it out. And Arizona and Detroit made a trade, trading Pavel Datsyuk's contract, and we'll see what they can do with that. They can take that contract and trade it to someone else, for, someone who has to reach the cap hit, or, they can use that as kind of leverage, in the NHL. But, so what people are saying, from what I understand, Detroit is the team that's really looking into getting Steven Stamkos, and that's why they made this trade, to clear up the salary so they can afford Steven Stamkos. Steven Stamkos, I believe immediately following the draft, he was able to now talk to other teams, negotiate with other teams, and then on July 1st, at 12 Eastern time, he will become a free agent. So for free agency, it is July 1st, 12 Eastern. That time is important. So if you don't live in Eastern time, get online, or if you already know how the time differences are, find out what time it is in your area, because that's what time it's going to end, is July 1st, 12 Eastern time. Because I know it's different in other areas, but that's what time it will end. Well, begin free agency. So we'll see what happens. There's probably going to be a lot more going on. And then another thing that just happened this morning, Philip Forsberg signed a 6-year, $36 million contract to stay with the Nashville Predators, which is awesome. It's a huge relief off my shoulders. So that's great that we got him for another 6 years. We'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, so I'm going to try to be frequently updating you guys anytime big news happens with free agency. Free agency day, the day after free agency day, which is July 1st again, I'm going to try to do another video briefly running down some of the things that happened, because a lot's going to happen. Like the first week of July, a lot's going to happen. I mean, usually that's how it is. I mean, every year is different, you know. This year might be different, but we shall see what happens. So anyways, just remember free agency. I know I've said this a lot of times, but it's very important. Free agency begins July 1st, 12 o'clock Eastern time. That's 12 in the afternoon Eastern time. So yeah. So I'll try to make a video on the 2nd, maybe not the 2nd, because I think we're doing 4th of July stuff like all weekend. So as soon as I can get to it, I'll make a video updating you guys on what's happened with free agency, with Steven Stamkos. Hopefully he has a new team by then, or stays with his old team. We'll see what happens. So anyways, everyone have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.